A trip to D.C. for Vancouver Public Schools Superintendent. Find out why he was invited to the White House by the President. And
it made a big difference in my life, personally.
Find out why firefighters and police officers stopped by a Vancouver elementary school. Plus, about 800 young musicians share the stage, the sights and sounds of the All-District Orchestra Festival. Hello and welcome to Inside Vancouver Public Schools. I'm Chad Young. The leader of the school district heads to Washington, D.C. to be honored by the leader of the free world. Dr. Steve Webb, who was a finalist for the National Superintendent of the Year Award, was recognized in a ceremony at the White House. He shared with us his photos of the trip. Dr. Webb was just feet away from President Obama.
You know, if you think about this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. So honored to represent our students and staff and community at the White House, and to be one of a handful of superintendents invited by the President to celebrate great educators across America.
In the event, the President honored the National Teacher of the Year and recognized other top educators like Dr. Webb.
A lot of energy, a lot of excitement in the room. Certainly, the President presents in a way that is charismatic and energetic and enthusiastic and authentic. I really believe he believes that the future of this great nation rests in its public schools and the educators that work in them.
This is one of just several recent national honors for Vancouver Public Schools and its employees. Congrats to Dr. Webb. One of Dr. Webb's signature priorities is family engagement. To address that goal, the district has a number of family community resource centers where kids and parents can go to get help with basic needs. But not every school has one of those just yet, and schools without still have families who could use a hand. With a special event and a special partnership, the district is finding ways to help. It's like the day after Thanksgiving, but rather than loading up on electronics or jewelry, these shoppers are grabbing
shampoo, conditioner, body washes, soaps, toothbrush, toothpaste, feminine care items. We also have clothing.
And the price is right. Nothing. In a special partnership with Crossroads Church, Vancouver Public Schools Mobile Family Community Resource Center holds a pop-up store for school staff. On the tables, about $30,000 in supplies for students in need.
It was such a huge amount that we thought this would be the best way to get it out to all of our schools, because we wanted it to benefit more than just the FCRCs, but all of the district. So we created this, and so far it's been pretty rockin'.
This event, like the mobile FCRC, is meant to serve schools without in-building centers, schools not typically associated with poverty.
Just because the need is small at a school doesn't mean there's not a need.
If a kid doesn't come with their basic needs met, we need to meet those needs so that our kids can be successful and learn and continue to feel part of our community.
A major component of building that community is trust.
It's hard for people to ask for help, especially when they think that it might not be available. And sometimes people don't always think of schools right away to have these resources. But when I started to think about it, I thought, well, why wouldn't the school have that? Kids are there all day.
With supplies on hand, staff can send students home with personal care items mom and dad may not be able to afford.
We keep it very confidential. We talk with them. We don't make it known. We send home a backpack with the supplies in the backpack, so then other students don't know what they're taking home.
The end result? More kids ready to learn.
We know their struggles because we talk to them all the time. The kids have to be here. And to be able to help and create a community for them at the school where they have to be, I think is invaluable.
More than a dozen schools have family community resource centers. To see the list, head to the web address on your screen. That's vansd.org/FCRC. And if your school isn't on there, you can still help out or get assistance. Don't hesitate to ask school staff, and they can get you hooked up with the right person. Students from Fort Vancouver High School reach out to nearby seniors for a special plant sale. The horticulture program at Fort holds regular plant sales at the school greenhouse, but a key group of potential customers, seniors, can't always make it down there. So students, led by teacher Tori Hebert, brought a truckload of plants to Kamloops Retirement Center. We arrived just minutes after the sale started, and almost all of the plants were already sold. The students helped seniors pick out their plants and then delivered them to their rooms.
What I liked is having them, asking questions and learning from us, as well as getting to hear what they're doing with the plants, and we're learning a bit.
Oh, it's really nice because they want to be here, and I want to tell them about it, you can do this with your plant and you can keep it here. And that's what I enjoy doing. That's why I'm in the class.
Several VPS high school horticulture programs hold plant sales every year. Ms. Hebert tells us they hope to do this special sale at Kamloops again next year. The process of planning for the future of Vancouver Public Schools buildings continues. This time around, it was Martin Luther King Jr. Elementary. At a community symposium, staff, students, parents, and more met with architects and district leaders to talk about what they would want to see in a new building. The best ideas from the symposium were incorporated into design concepts and may end up in the final plans. This is one of several planned symposiums this spring and next fall for schools targeted for possible replacement. The school board will consider in the fall whether to place a bond measure before voters to replace and repair school facilities across the district. Over at Ogden Elementary, they're celebrating books and community. As Nick Vole reports, a special family night brought its first responders to read to students.
Students in pajamas filled the library at Ogden Elementary School.
Is it weird to wear your pajamas to school?
Very.
At this family literacy night, these PJ'd students hear stories from folks in a different kind of uniform.
Here's how a book works.
Vancouver firefighters, police officers, paramedics, and other first responders.
It was cool because I actually got to see a firefighter and a police officer.
Really nice. Funny.
It's a great opportunity for us to be able to stay in touch with children and families, in our community, and a chance to give back to the community.
Instead of spending their time with, let's say their families or friends, they actually come out to see us kids and read to us. I think it's pretty cool to see them that into it and stuff.
That's one of the things that we discussed with them, which is what our professions are, what were our first dreams as kids, were we able to achieve those. So basically just to kind of broaden that, let them know that dreams do come true and that through books they can dream a lot.
Inspiring kids to read is the whole point of this event, along with boosting parental involvement.
We really want to encourage families to read to their students at home, their children at home. We want to help build their libraries up for at home so they have some books on hand for them to read to them. We really want to emphasize the importance of literacy in their home and how that literacy piece at home supports what happens at school.
To build those home libraries, every student got to take home books donated by the nonprofit Altrusa organization. The kids we talked to can't wait to start flipping pages.
I always had a passion for reading. It just brings so many interesting things to me. When I read, I just get so involved with all the stuff that they have in the books, like the events.
It's just a great way to get books in the hands of every child that we can.
Inside Vancouver Public Schools, I'm Nick Vole.
Thanks, Nick. Students at Skyview High School celebrate the culture of their school and develop public speaking skills in their own special event. It was called BOLT, Building Our Legacy Together. The day-long event was modeled after TED Talks, an immensely popular series of lectures viewed by millions online. Students, staff, and guests took turns giving persuasive speeches about their life experiences or a topic near and dear to their hearts. The goal was not only to build speaking skills for students, but to show the diversity within Skyview.
I really think that people are just going to understand that every person is different, that nobody's been through the same exact thing, and that everybody has their own unique talents and story.
Teacher Meredith Wales and her leadership class organized the event, which ran during the school day for students to watch and also in the evening for a community performance. About 30 students gave speeches in all. Speaking of TED Talks, a Vancouver Public Schools administrator got to give a real one down in San Diego. Mark Ray, the district's chief digital officer, was selected by the TED Talks producers to give a presentation on the role of teacher librarians in modern schools. Ray, a former state teacher of the year, worked as a teacher librarian for more than 10 years before moving into administration and is helping reshape how that role works, not only in Vancouver Public Schools, but as a leader to other districts across the nation. That TED Talk will be available online later this year. It's a celebration of music and community, and it only happens once a year. We take you now to Hudson's Bay High School for the sights and sounds of the All-District Orchestra Festival.
This year we have 600 students, and it's around 200 per ensemble. Students from all of the middle and high schools in the district combining to be supersized orchestras.
It's interesting because the orchestra is so big, most of the time you can't really see or hear other sections, so you definitely have to put the time into counting and learn your part so you know it well.
Dave Chartre, the director at Columbia River, writes a piece for the orchestra to play every year for the high schoolers. And this year, Jim O'Banion, the principal at VSAA, is going to play solo trumpet with the high school orchestra on Chartre's piece called Sun and Palm Trees.
Big deal. You get to play with like all of the other people from different schools, so you like come together. It's cool.
In music, we try to collaborate more than compete. The younger students, they get to see what they're going to grow into. When you see the sixth graders watch the high schoolers play, they're just blown away. They're like, hey, that's you in a couple of years. It's nice for the students to play with people from other schools instead of being like, oh, we're better than you or whatever. It builds community throughout the district, so there's not like a north end, south end divide.
With yours, you're playing with the same people like every time, and so with All District, you get to play with like everyone, and it's cool.
Hashtag All District 2016.
A special thanks to Hudson's Bay video production teacher Randy Howard and his students for contributing to this story. If you want to see the entire event produced by the team at Bay, you're in luck. It's on rotation on Comcast Channel 328. To get the schedule, head to the web address on your screen. That's esd112.org/TVETC. But we're out of time. Thanks for joining us. Until next time, I'm Chad.